Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Curtain. एक छोटी सी कोशिश जो मैं करता हूँ, and I'll start off the session. In my view, I often see, observe, and try to follow individuals who are able to make a difference in people's lives. These individuals, their intake, their outlook, their mode of projection is always a notch above than everyone else. Especially when you are a creative individual who can differentiate between commercial and indie art, focus on the minor details of flawless execution, consume accolades of accomplishments, and regularly think outside the box. Their work, once showcased publicly, expresses the deepest mode of what one goes through around and within a society and their interactions with all sorts of people. On that note, I have a creative gentleman, a brilliant gentleman, a genius, a talented and gifted soul, and he's been behind so many wonderful products. He's able to construct pieces of art, and he's let that stay with you for a very long time. And Sarmad, please bear with me. I have to talk about it a little bit. He's been part he's been part of the golden age of Pakistan television through his work Shashlik, his directorial debut with Piya Naam Ka Diya, moving on to the illustrious career through which he received the Lux Style Award for Pani Jaisa Pyar, the man behind the infamous, most talked about product, Humsafar, which changed the television screen for everyone, amongst all the dramas, the iconic Sherazad, which was also televised on India on Zindagi channel, the heavy-hitting, socially relevant Daag, the heavy, big-budgeted More Mahal, his wonderful work as an actor in Baghi, and also my favorite Motorcycle Girl, the most reputable award in the country, a Pride of Performance winner, and hands down, saying it on record, the creator, the actor, and of the best film, in my humble opinion, to come out of Pakistani cinema to date, Manto. I mean, no offense to any other filmmakers, please. Ladies and gentlemen, an actor, a screenwriter, performance arts mastermind, producer, but above all, a patient and kind human being. Sarmad Khoosat is with me. He's given a very chota filmmaker like me a time, and I really appreciate. Sarmad, thank you, welcome, and how are you?
इतनी जेनरोसिटी का सबसे पहले मैं कुछ देर में पानी हुआ हूँ, फिर उसके बाद आई थिंक मैं शर्मिंदा हो रहा हूँ, तो बस सबसे पहले तो आई थिंक लेट मी ओवरकम दैट. थैंक यू फॉर दिस इलैबोरेट एंड एक्सट्रीमली जेनरस इंट्रोडक्शन राफे. और प्लीज छोटा बड़ा कुछ नहीं होता, बस मैं ख्याल है सब इकट्ठे काम कर रहे होते हैं. सो बट
नहीं देखिए जो अच्छे का मैं देखो, आई मीन ऑब्वियसली आई हैव सीन योर वर्क, आई हैव ऑलवेज फॉलोड यू, एंड ऑब्वियसली great work you receive, should get all the praises, ना? So I mean it's important, and हमारा काम है, हम तो जूनियर हैं, आप सीनियर हैं. अगर जूनियर्स अपने बड़ों की तारीफ नहीं करेंगे, उनको लूप में रखेंगे, बताएंगे नहीं, तो फिर क्या फायदा इस इंडस्ट्री का? उनको कुछ that's my point, giving respect. Thank you so much. Acha, Sarmad, firstly, I mean, I have a bunch of questions for you. I mean, I've been talking to you for quite a while. I've been in touch with you. I follow you a lot, and we have been interacting. I ask you for advices sometimes when I get stuck. I'm still stuck, but hopefully I'll find my way out. पहले तो ये बताएं कि COVID-19 चल रहा है, सब बंद है घरों के अंदर. यू आर अ फिल्म मेकर, यू आर अ प्रोड्यूसर, यू आर अ स्क्रीन राइटर. सुनने में तो आ रहा है कि पाकिस्तानी मीडिया फ्रेटर्निटी शूट कर रही है, छुप के भी कर रही है, थोड़ा कर भी रही है. What are you, are you involved? What are your thoughts? Is this the right thing?
I don't know. I mean, ये तो बहुत ही this is really I mean, the math, the logic is really simple. I mean, there cannot be two ways about it. I mean, if one were to given a choice, I don't know how many would really choose risking one's own life or risking other people's lives. I think there are no two answers to that. So frankly, मतलब बहुत daunting, बहुत ही मुश्किल और तकलीफदेह एक phase है. And since I am in Lahore, or Lahore is usually quite dull and inactive in terms of production in any case. So I don't know if things are happening in Karachi. I mean, I just saw one thing which Nadeem had directed, but I saw the BTS for it, and they had taken like all sorts of elaborate precautions, and the SOPs were followed quite religiously. So other than that, I don't know, not just our line of work, any line of work, should take the cautions, and I can understand people would be kind of losing their patience. They would be desperate, and they would be depressed also. It is not an easy test for anyone to to take. So I don't know. I mean, I am not involved in any on ground sort of production at the moment. Yes, what I am doing quietly in a corner of my own little house is editing my feature, because I thought I was now just getting too affected by this whole thing. I mean, I've shared it earlier also, because now everybody is feeling restricted and kind of suffocated to some degree. But for me, another kind of restricted uh, living began much earlier this year. So
I'm just going to get to it right now. I want to first speak
so
to it.
I'm just saying, no, I
Yeah.
mean, now I'm kind of over it. I think I've sort of tried to deal with it as humanly, or as mortally as one could, as a mere mortal. But so no, so I think around April, I think it started getting to me too. I thought, because I am someone who also not just seeks escape in work. I enjoy it just too
Absolutely.
much. I enjoy it a lot. Like, that's what I thrive on. I mean, even the sort of the haphazardness of it, the madness of it. So over the last 20 years now, I've been sort of thriving on it, living off that energy. So I think, so from January end till about, say, end of March, I think I also reached that kind of the threshold mark,
Really.
and I gave in a little, in the sense that following proper precautions, I got the editing suite shifted to my house, and just sort of my editor coming in occasionally with the proper sort of whatever we could follow as responsible people, we did. But again, it's not like like, I'm also a great believer in say decorum and organized work.
Of course.
Like, so for me, like, the space matters, and the energy of the space matters, and just doing it out of my guest room is not the best idea to edit a film. But well,
No choice.
making
Desperate
do
times
with it.
call for desperate measures. नहीं, that's great. मेरे पास भी काफी I am in touch with lots of people there, and people do ask, क्या सीन हो रहा है कनाडा में. मैं तो बोलता हूँ सब कुछ बंद है. They're being very careful about it. The industry is shut. Hollywood is shut. Canadian media industry is shut. So everyone's being careful. लेकिन daily wage workers, लोग जिनकी income है, उनके लिए फिर problem हो जाता है, and they have to work.
Actually, of course.
So, Sarmad, I want to first start off with Zindagi Tamasha. And I was very vocal about it. It hurt me so much. It hurt me so much because I know what goes beyond making a film. I know how it is, and when you come to literally to the right point, and such an amateur thing which you don't expect and stops it. What happened? I just want to know it from. I hear it from you. I want everyone listening.
Rafay, if I to be honest, I think I would not want to recap it for some personal and for some very obvious societal reasons. I don't want to get into that. I think I've just lived that for, I mean, that excruciating time, kind of just, I mean, it crawled so slowly for me in those weeks or months, that I don't know. I don't want to revisit it, and it was pretty much like, I think everyone knows what happened there, and I don't want to get into the politics of it.
Right.
But what I can say is that yes, and like you said, you were vocal, and I think there were at least a bunch of other people also, who I'm extremely grateful to, thankful to, because even if that noise or that kind of, say, just making that kind of commentary around it, if it doesn't resolve the problem, at least it gives you moral support. It gives you that kind of feeling that, oh, you're not alone in it. You're not just like a lone warrior putting your life or whatever you can do on stake like that. So I do feel that other than the support, it was very demoralizing, honestly, yes, and not just demoralizing in a metaphorical way only. I think it was. I mean, we know how art is or has been censored here. And when it's censored, again, I'm not a huge fan of censorship, but again, I think we've all, particularly my generation, we've all grown in an era when we were taught censored syllabi, right?
Right.
So we have that kind of, it's like a more internal thing, and most of the time, I think, for me, like a big question around my mid 20s was, that I needed to come of age in that way, that think freely, as opposed to just say what I've been taught or what I've been taught to think like. So once you go through that journey, and then something so regressive happens, it affects you a
Of
lot.
course.
And when you feel that you've been doing something, keeping all of that in mind, like I do not think that artists can make art in some void. They belong to a context. They come from a context also. So whatever
Right.
they're seeing, whatever they're producing, it has to say something about their environment, about the world that they live in. And
Absolutely.
at that, I think your immediate world does affect you, and it is a part of your journey. So what I'm saying is that I think that I've never been that irresponsible with and it's not the greatest thing to say about oneself. I don't know. I'm not using it in an entirely positive way here. Sometimes you're just censoring yourself. For example, with
Right.
Manto, I remember that when the project came to me, my big question that I fought and fought with my own self was that how am I going to reinterpret it to make it palatable, to make it acceptable to mainstream TV? I mean, that's what it was produced for. I didn't
Absolutely.
even know that it was being produced for cinema. So likewise here, when something like this happens, I think what I struggled most was with most was that how to not let that spirit die. You know,
Yes.
because you see, you meet an accident, for example, or you put in a, you go through a trauma, and when you come out of it, a part of you is affected by it. But for example, you have a driving accident. So
Right.
so the good thing usually is that you get back on the wheel, and you just do it as quickly as you can. You get back to it so that it does not become a long lasting trauma on you. So I think that I realized a few weeks into the whole series of unfortunate events. And I think broadly, then, not that I have those kind of leadership qualities, but as a person belonging to a larger group of people who practice the same art form, I felt that fear, that fear is going to seep into everybody's spirit to create something, because
Right.
it was a significant, dramatic, drastic thing that was just thrown my way. But again, I think it's important to sometimes also let that kind of pass through your system. Just
Okay.
let that. I mean, when something's put inside your head, then you let it do whatever circles it needs to make, and then just somehow you need to find an exit route for it. So I don't know. I mean, not making a tall claim, but I think I grieved it, and then I just and what I can really say, and not in like making a tall claim about it, but I think I did manage to somehow salvage the spirit that no, sure, this was an incident, but this should not be treated like that. It's going to affect whatever follows from here onwards.
So basically, what you're saying is that you accepted it, you saw it. There's a system. I mean, obviously, unfortunate है वो system में क्यों फंसती हैं ऐसी चीजें क्यों उलझ जाते हैं हम लोग कहाँ होते हैं support कहाँ से होती है. But that's brave. I mean, if I was you, if I'd invested some time in such a beautiful product, I would, I don't know what I would go through. But that's amazing that it's a sense of hope that you say that you kind of accepted things. But are we seeing any light at the end of the tunnel? Are we seeing it come out, or is it something happening?
Rafi, light though, honestly, I could see it from the time that this whole madness exploded beyond measure, like that.
Yeah.
Because as I said, that I'm very confident that I said something through the medium that I understand in an extremely responsible and a sensitive way.
Right.
अगर आपके दिल में चोर होता है तो मतलब एक बात है कि for example, if it was say a painting that I had made, or if it was a little piece of writing that I had written somewhere and I needed to hide it from people, then you can come and sort of blame me or whatever, accuse me of doing something in hiding. I made it. I made it with my hard-earned money. I put in the effort and the love that it should be there in anything that you want to say to the world. then it went through the censor board. So, I mean, there came a point when I was like, what the hell? This is all based on baseless accusations only. So if it takes me to sort of, put it on YouTube even for free viewing for everyone, just to sort of make that point, no, I did not make it with a mal sort of intent like that. I did not make it with a malicious sort of, need to you, I don't know, to just sort of shed negative light on anything. It's a human document, it's a human story. So worst case scenario, I would still want the world to see it. If I mean, sure, I mean, monetarily speaking, if I don't make any money of it, if it is not shown in theaters, sure, I mean, if that's what it is. But I'm confident that, a lot of these accusations, a lot of these misconceptions around it can be put to rest by just showing it to people. And in some ways, sure, not just, what I've been thinking or feeling about it, the Standing Committee of the Senate for Human Rights, they had actually decided to review it as opposed to the review that was to be done by the Islamic Ideology Council, But that was supposed to happen in literally like two days before the lockdown was implemented here. So in that regard, yes, I mean, there were supporters, there were people who were supporting it, who were fighting for it, So yeah, I mean, when it comes to say faith, I think it did also. The big light that I saw was that, whereas we are told constantly that art and cinema and dramas and, these kind of things, they don't really matter in a third world country, and we have other bigger issues, and, it's not perhaps like on the top rung of the, the ladder really. But when that kind of an effect it causes, if that affects people in that way, you're also kind of, your faith in the power of art is restored, that, it scares them so much. Like, news footage doesn't scare people. I mean, it's horrific usually, like, the kind of news that we come across on daily basis, and local news, I mean, like, the kind of sad, tragic, heinous things that are happening, they don't seem to affect people as much as a piece of art does. So, that goes on to kind of restore your faith in the power of art also. So I think that was some kind of, silver lining, which I also,
came across.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, okay, that's fine. That's great that there are options available today. I mean, we have the digital realm. I mean, but again, that's up to you how you want to express the product. But Sarmad, I mean, we have a fraternity. We have an active fraternity, which they talk about uniting for the righteous cause, and they sit there, and they take. I mean, obviously you're part of it. You hold a piece of paper, you swear, you do this, do that, कि हम unite होंगे, हम इस industry को खड़ा करेंगे, इतनी वो उलझ चुकी है, कहाँ थी fraternity? मुझे तो fraternity नजर नहीं आई. I mean, what is it? I mean, you have been a part of the fraternity, you are still part of the fraternity, you have contributed to it in every way possible, you have given Pakistan an amazing name on an international level with your products. Why isn't that this fraternity that we call was there? I mean, these are powerful people. It would have made a difference. आप अपने product के लिए चले जाते हैं जब बनाने के लिए, तो you speak to powerful institutions. Why is it happening? I mean, I'm not going back to the same subject, but I just want to talk about the fraternity in general. Does it exist? Is there a point? Are we united?
I think I did kind of, express my anger rather vocally about it. There came a point, when I felt it very strongly, and I was kind of hurt by it too. But and now I think I've overcome my anger too. But having said that, it's not just about, say, an organization or an association, It's not just about, say, a body or a collective of actors or producers or directors, whatever we have. It's not that. I think it's we just don't have it. I mean, it's not about having, say, like a formal body. It's about that collective spirit, So I don't think we have that fraternity, that it's too metaphorical. It's just in a manner of speaking that we say, oh, हम तो एक family की तरह हैं और हम ये करते हैं वो करते हैं. I mean, and it's not that कि मैं कोई outsider की तरह बोल रहा हूँ. I'm just I'm speaking from a place where I've been a part of it. I am a part of it. I've been like, I've seen lows and highs and all of that. No, there's no collective spirit to it, and we all know that. And I'm not pointing fingers at people, but I think हमने सबने मिलके कोशिश नहीं की कि हम उसके एक collective spirit बनाएं. मतलब channels में, छोटे-छोटे boxes में, petty politics में, हम उलझे रहते हैं. Everything is either boiled down to a very simple arithmetic of numbers that, कौन देख रहा है, क्या कर रहा है, views कितने हो रहे हैं. मतलब अब तो पहले तो, those mysterious TRPs were there, but now everything is like a proper digit that you just see on, I don't know, YouTube and Instagram and wherever, you're sort of distributing your content. So in that whole thing, I think, yes, I don't think now I started in 1999 to be exact, so it's going to be almost 21 years. No, I've never felt that spirit of fraternity. But at award shows, yes, everybody wants to kind of, rub shoulders against each other. Everybody wants to look pretty. I do have some great friends. That I'm not saying. I mean, it's full of brilliant, beautiful, inside out individuals, and I've made some great friends in the line of work, but that's what I would call it. I would call it the line of work and not a fraternity, because, and not only in this case, I was like, we do come out or come forward, really to say, extend support or to voice whatever. But I don't know, everything is also so short-lived, and it's almost like just boiled down to just checking a box. That, oh, I tweeted about it, I wrote about it, and that's the end of the story. And I'm speaking for myself too, that, that's how I have felt kind of, that, I've done my duty or I've done my bit about, contributing to something. So no, I don't think there is that sense of fraternity, and it's sad.
It's sad. I mean, I know I'm pretty vocal about it. मुझे भी कुछ कभी-कभी बहुत दफा होता है. But then again, I'm a little bit young, so I get jazbati at times. But ठीक है. तो I mean, hopefully they'll get to it. You're saying there is no fraternity, but you've seen some golden years as well. You've worked in the television drama industry. Do you think that, I mean, of course, you've seen the golden years, but are we in a current professional environment? Do you see that professionalism has grown in the industry? Has it gone down? Have we evolved or have we gone back? Just some thoughts on that.
I mean, there can't be like an easy yes or no to that. I mean, it can't be oversimplified also. I mean, in so many ways, yes, things are headed in at least some illusion of the right direction.
Okay.
But in so many other ways, I do feel that, whenever something sort of, grows in size, it brings bigger challenges also. Okay. So right now, I don't know. Like, for example, I'll be honest, I'm not excited by TV at all. And not because, not as a practitioner, but what I see on TV, it's just about, whatever manages to excite people on a very temporary basis, and we're happy with it. Like, I don't see a central nervous system working, I don't see, like a main center where, you're thinking that, where do we want to take it? Collectively speaking, everybody is working on really short-term goals. And a lot of times I feel that, we are oversimplifying things. We are actually, sort of regressing in that sense that, we're not working for a collective growth or an evolution there. I don't see it happening. Sure, golden years or like the good times, there have been, episodes or chunks of good things happening. Like when everybody used to say that, Humsafar kind of changed the whole thing. No, I really feel that Babar, Javed, that is, in whatever quantity he was making, he did manage to set that tone, that the private satellite television could still find a direction. He brought the sort of, the mainstream production standards of the value to it. I think Hum TV had a big contribution there also.
Right.
But now I just see everyone and everywhere. I just feel that it's such a hodgepodge that I don't know that if somebody is actually sitting down, even for their own channel, designing content or thinking that where the year is going to be headed towards. What are they going to say about their body of work? It's really short term and sometimes, like I do feel that in terms of drama making, no. Content wise, I don't feel excited by whatever is being produced.
So are you disappointed? Are you disappointed with the current content running on television?
Again, I mean, I don't know. My personal disappointment would only matter if I was also contributing something to it actively.
Yeah, but you're not. But you're not. There's a reason behind it that you're not, and I will get to it as I progress. But yeah, go for it.
I am. Honestly, I am. Like, for example, I'll be honest, when this whole hoo-ha about, oh, now we are making socially relevant drama. Now we are tucking in messages and we are tucking in, themes which matter to the society and the correction of the society and the correction of attitudes. No, nobody worked on the depth of it, because I thought that my theory is that somebody consciously helped it to regress. We were saying really big, dramatic, bold, intense, intelligent, experimental things back in the 80s and the 90s too.
Right.
Then what happened? Who said that, the theory that we had applied to cinema and mainstream theater scene, that, oh, no, it needs to be for the masses, it needs to be dumbed down, it needs to be oversimplified, it needs to be told like based on a very age-old formula, which the rest of the world has rejected and has gotten over, and we need to borrow it and still produce content which reaches out to just, a large number. No. Yeah. And when this whole thing, oh, now TV is becoming responsible. No, TV was just perhaps realizing that what it was capable of doing, and somebody consciously depleted it of its power and turned it into like this, superficial medium. And now we were going back to it. For example, now rape is a very sensitive topic. It's a very sensitive issue, right? We're still telling the story of that really linear, done to death, stereotypical victim syndrome about it. We're not helping the narrative go anywhere. And repeatedly, because in the last few years I've noticed, and I think it was 2009 and 10 when I did Pani Jaisa Pyar, and that also talks about rape. And when I look back at it, I don't know if I contributed something to, the overall, say, awareness, or overall, say, like that idea of bringing a societal change, or at least, inspiring people to say something about it, So I don't know, I don't think that, people are writing sensitively about it. It's just a topic. It's just, again, a box checked out, Oh, we are just going to talk about it. And, just you hover over the topic, you kind of, just brush around the edges of it, and you never go deeper into it. And now in 2020, when you're seeing all kinds of content, not just coming on, say, digital platforms, but, in literature, in journalism, everything has become saturated with so much information. So there's a need to now actually create awareness by bringing something more to the narrative, as opposed to just retelling it. Retelling is that's being done every day, reporting and retelling, So I think it does lack that kind of depth. I think dramas at the moment, I don't find the writing inspiring. I don't think that, there are some good writers, definitely, but they are put under that pressure of the number of episodes or the kind of content or whatever, they are capable. I'm not doubting their capability, but, just it's lackluster. And there's so much to write. There's so many episodes to write that it's dull writing, mostly. And dull writing translates into dull direction, dull performances.
Absolutely.
Everything looks the same. Now I think we've gone back to that oversaturated war where, people are just looking the same way. It's the same kind of people. The acting methodology is the same. So I don't know if we are really... So my only problem is, sure, then at least one needs to bravely and unapologetically accept that, no, we're not trying to elevate it. We're not trying to create great art here. Sure, we are filling in just hours of telecast content,
So then Sarmad, being a critically acclaimed, award-winning director like you, and you've seen different realms. You sit with producers, you interact with producers, you interact with powerful networks. Do you not sit with them and tell them that okay, what's happening? Why aren't we kind of changing the tone? Because I do feel it is sometimes their responsibility too to kind of change. I mean, you don't have to feed the audience what they. I mean, it's up to you. Do you not play a role in that? Speaking to.
I'll be honest. I've tried a few times. Sure. I mean, for example, I still feel no matter we did have a bit of a turbulent relationship professionally, but honestly, Babar Javed and Asif Razamir, when they were running A&B,
Yeah.
I mean, they were the only ones willing to produce a Manto, and they were the only ones willing to produce a More Mahal, right? Now, both these projects, I mean, they didn't do well. I mean, the television project Manto did not do well. I mean, they aired it at some godforsaken hour at, I don't know, 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock. It was butchered mercilessly for censors and things, More Mahal just backfired. But, that spirit to experiment. Sure, an experiment can go wrong, but that's the whole idea, that you have to try it in order to understand. Now, as opposed to somebody building their learning on, what did not work in More Mahal, you cannot discard the entire genre. Perhaps somebody needs to dissect, where did Sarmad go wrong? And how about we build on that? So I think that ways I've tried to. I think when Momina produced Shehrazad is a very unusual story for TV. Shehrazad did not do as well as Humsafar, for sure. Shehrazad was not written it was a very small, a short novella that was adapted into about 16, 17 episodes, It does not follow the structuring of a television serial. Like a writer really indulging herself and kind of, just enjoying what she's trying to say. So all of that was there, but I don't see that happening anymore. Right before that, even say when Geo used to have this special unit called SP1 or something. I think Iqbal Ansari Saab used to head it. I directed a play called Jalpari for them, which was again Sarmad Sabai, who had not written in years, and then they got him to write, and it was unusual. Like 7-8 सफ़े के scene है जिसमें लोग बस एक intellectual discourse भी चल रहा है और एक बड़ी कोई कहानी जो आप, it's not pandering to just the taste of a mainstream audience. It's trying to do something. I don't see that happening anymore. I don't see that. Now everybody wants to just, I don't know, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि reverse gear लगा है. So एक थी, spirit थी, बिल्कुल थी. मैं ये नहीं कहूँगा. They did take those brave attempts. I still feel that it was very, very brave of A&B to produce a Manto where they knew, okay, it's perhaps not going to work. How would it work, matlab? But same spirit, unfortunately, is also seeping into cinema now.
Right.
They're very fixed about ये बिकता है वो बिकता है बस यही करेंगे और उस तरह तो मैं भी बता रहा हूँ कि कई दफा तो I've been through really bad instances जहाँ पे किसी ने बैठा के मुझे बोला अच्छा जी ये अब आपने डायरेक्ट करना है. I would be like, this is a very bad script, I don't feel anything for it. And then I don't know, I'm done with that kind of process. I need to be involved earlier as a director. If I need to connect with the story, that's my first, I think, job requirement. That I need to. So they'd be like, "क्या? अच्छा भाई, आप मंटो बना के देख लिया था ना? मोर महल बना के देख लिया ना? बड़े connected थे ना आप उसके साथ?" So how also just that superficial sense of what works and what doesn't work, the failure and success is also so myopic. It's so limited. That is what also I broadly meant when I said the fraternity bit. That when you work as a fraternity, then you really see, so Sarmad tried something, he's not good at it. How about that same genre is not discarded entirely? We get another director to try it again, right? How about for example, so I do feel that way it's very limiting. And the big successes would always be quoted, and the failures would be slapped in my face. And I think I'm not going to name the project, but I almost did a project only because I felt so miserable because I was told, अब वो अपना वो dark मंटो शंटो नहीं बनाने की कोशिश कीजिएगा.
Oh my God!
क्या चलता है? ये script बहुत अच्छी है. All I could do in retaliation was I opened my mouth as big as I could and vomited a number. I was like, this is how much I'm going to charge for it. I took the money for it.
I can have an idea what you're talking about.
At the end of the day, but and again, it's not they're my enemies or I don't want to meet them again. But that's the overall mindset. That
Right.
they just feel okay, whatever is bringing in the numbers is great. Sure, it is. But you
Right.
do need a parallel channel to kind of help the overall, the arc. कहीं तो
Right.
उसको आगे जाना है ना. वो अजीब एक छोटे छोटे स्पाइक्स के अंदर बस एक जिंदा एक चीज रखी हुई और हम उस पर बड़े खुश हैं. Nobody wants to, see कि भाई इसके अंदर
Experiment,
कहीं.
go take a risk. But लेकिन I mean, obviously you've seen the time of Manto, you've seen the time of Humsafar, and there were risks involved. How did it happen then? I mean, how did you come to making these great scripts? I mean, how did you come on, collaborating together? Because अभी तो मुझे लगता है कि हाँ जी वो script लिख दो, script पकड़ा दो, ये हो गया, वो हो गया, आगे बढ़ते हो. I don't see that sort of investment going into that. I mean, wasn't it different back then that made you also step away? I feel that you did step away. I remember conversing with you as well when I wanted to do a project with you, and you sounded very like fed up with it. You sounded fed up with like इतना लंबा time लग रहा है. So some lights on that. Yeah.
थोड़ा फर्क होता था, Rafa. Yes, it used to be slightly different. I'll be honest. So I was in Karachi from 11 to 13, and I did, I think, about 5, if I'm not wrong, or 6 serials. There was Jalpari, there was Humsafar, there was Mera Yaqeen, then there was Ashk, then there was Shahrazad, and then there was Manto. तो 3 साल के बाद तो एक दिन मतलब मैं बैठ के मैंने तो मतलब उल्टी कर दी ना अपने ऊपर कि ये क्या है, मतलब is this the pace that one's supposed to work at, But so that's when I really decided कि ये तो burn out हो जाएगा थोड़े दिनों में,
Right.
But still, that kind of variety was available, right? From a Humsafar to a Manto, like, and everything in between.
Absolutely.
So उस वक्त एक थोड़ा सा, I think still people were braver. They were still willing to take risks. But now everything is, with all due apologies, dhanda, right? It's all dhanda, and it's just about what gets you the money back, or what.
It's a financial model.
Somebody told me, and I still refuse to believe it because thankfully मैं अभी तक directly experience मैंने नहीं किया. लोगों ने कहा अब तो actors को वो उनके Instagram followers के number के हिसाब से रखते हैं. That's horrifying. That's horrifying.
It's true. It's happening.
But that's horrifying. That is disgusting. So अब वही बात है, sure, Instagram एक reality है, उसको Instagram तक रहने दें. जरूरी नहीं है कि आप उधर से आप सब चीजें उधार लेके आप ड्रामे और फिल्मों में भी डालना शुरू कर दें. उसके अपने स्टैंडर्ड्स होंगे, sure. अगर किसी ने Instagram के ऊपर स्टार बनना है वो बिल्कुल बने, मुझे कोई एतराज नहीं. मगर आप एक बिल्कुल ही रैंडम एक मेजर को उठा के एक और चीज पे कैसे, so I'm just saying now apparently that's how things work and it is quite strange. I mean, and sure, आप 2 ड्रामे वो कर लें जो Instagram के साथ मुंसलिक हैं, मगर फिर एक ड्रामा कर लें जो उसके साथ मुंसलिक ना भी हो, I mean, clearly अब एक इंसान है, उसके बहुत सारे फॉलोअर्स हैं, लेकिन उसको अगर एक्टिंग नहीं आती तो नहीं आती, राइट? जैसे मुझे बहुत सारे काम नहीं आते, तो मेरा कोई नहीं बनता कि मैं बढ़ के तो मतलब दावे करूं कि मुझे वो काम करना आता है. So likewise, I'm just saying, so that means I think it has gotten all mixed up also.
Right.
कुछ अजीब गड़बड़ हो गया है सब कुछ, तो इसीलिए मुझे शुरू में कहता था ना कि एक जिस्म का एक सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम बड़ा जरूरी होता है for it to grow healthily and properly, right? ये नहीं हो सकता कि अब आप बगैर सोच समझ के बस जहां हाथ लगा जहां पांव लगा आपने बस
बस शुरू हो गया,
भागना दौड़ना तैरना शुरू कर दिया जो कुछ आपको पल्ले पड़ा. That's how I feel a little bit about it. Okay. I feel.
But उसके पीछे अब ये I think जो बहुत बड़ा important part होता है कि जब associations और unions और guilds होते हैं तो लोग आपस में मिलके discuss करते हैं, evolve करते हैं, creative people get together, think about progression, think about the rights, think about where this television screen is going. Do we have, I mean, of course we have festivals sometimes, we have these literature festivals, people get together, invited as a speaker, but do we as a fraternity, I mean, ऐसे guilds हमारे पास मौजूद है जो हम बैठ के कुछ discuss नहीं, जरूर नहीं है.
No, that's the saddest part. Like sometimes I think अभी मुझे याद है अमीन इकबाल एक दफा शायद बोल रहे थे, उन्होंने ऐसी बोला है it really hit me hard and he said कि यार मैं तो हम सब बातें तो बहुत करते हैं मगर कभी ऐसी 4 डायरेक्टर्स ने मिलकर सोचा कि यार 4 डायरेक्टर्स जरा बैठ के कुछ बातें कर लेते हैं. We don't do that. We don't do that. Clearly we don't do that. And एक माहौल भी होता है डेफिनेटली, इतना अफरा तफरी का हबड़ का माहौल है जिसमें आई थिंक वही जस्ट pausing, taking a breath, thinking, meditating, designing, we don't do that. And it should be done, definitely. I feel कि वही तो सोच विचार और सिर्फ प्रोड्यूसर्स पे भी नहीं डाल रहा, मतलब प्रोड्यूसर्स का भी छोड़, उनके काम है, बट एक यहाँ ये भी गड़बड़ हो गई कि टीवी में तो मतलब प्रोड्यूसर ने सोच लिया कि बस उसको सब कुछ करना है. Yes. कैसे करना है, ठीक है, तो वही बात है, बस पैसे हैं तो मेरा जो जी चाहेगा मैं वो कर लूंगा. राइट, ठीक है. मैंने बीच में एक ड्रामा में सुना कि प्रोड्यूसर को फुटेज पसंद नहीं आई. क्यों पसंद नहीं आई? वो उन्होंने बोला कि लड़की की मांग इधर से अच्छी नहीं लग रही तो उसकी दूसरी मांग के साथ. ये इस जमाने में मैंने काम नहीं किया. रिस्पेक्ट होती थी, एक दूसरे की बात सुनी जाती थी. मतलब मैं ये 4-5 साल पुरानी बात कर रहा हूँ. मेरे को दक्का न्यूसी 1902 में मैं काम नहीं करता था. बिल्कुल ठीक है. मैं बिल्कुल मेन स्ट्रीम में, मैंने बताया तो 2011 भी 9 साल पहले ही था. कोई इतना बड़ा वक्त नहीं गुजरा. ये कभी नहीं हुआ, ये नहीं होता था. बिकॉज मैं उसमें ये नहीं कह रहा, मैं तो आमतौर पर जैसा हंसी मजाक में भी एक्टर्स वैक्टर्स जब एक माहौल बना हुआ होता है, एक एनर्जी बनी होती है ना, तो एक एक्टर थोड़ा ज्यादा एक्सपीरियंस्ड होता है तो कभी थोड़ा सा वो लेता है कि वो जो लेस एक्सपीरियंस को कोई बात बता दे. तो उसमें तो मेरा एक मजाक था. मैंने कहा भाई वो असल में ना पैसे इस काम के मुझे मिले हुए हैं, तो फिर मुझे हलाल करने दें. मतलब बहुत अच्छी बात है, आप कर लीजिएगा, लेकिन मैंने कहा इधर ये प्रोफेशनल एनवायरनमेंट में मैंने कहा मुझे लगा मैं हराम खा रहा हूँ. मेरा बहुत से काम इसलिए है मेरे या किसी और के क्योंकि उनका जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन वो कहता है. राइट. आप हर एक काम में नहीं घुस सकते. इस काम की खूबसूरती ही ये है कि कोलैबोरेशन होती है, लोग मिलके अपने उस तरह से मुझे लगता है हमने कुछ एरियाज को बिल्कुल इग्नोर करके रखा. हमने उन एरियाज पे काम ही नहीं किया. राइट. आज तक आपके यहाँ प्रॉपर कास्टिंग एजेंसीज नहीं है, राइट, कोई भी नहीं है. एक बेचारा वो सिट्रस टैलेंट कितना काम कर लेगा, और सिट्रस टैलेंट आई एम श्योर उनको अपने कॉर्पोरेट गिग से ही फुर्सत नहीं मिलती मोस्टली. और फिर वही वो वहां पे शायद मॉडल्स को या लाइक फॉर शॉर्टर असाइनमेंट्स के लिए लोगों को ट्रेन कर सकते हैं. राइट. एक्टर को ट्रेन करने के लिए बड़ी लंबी एक प्रोसेस चाहिए होती है. आई डोंट नो इफ उनके पास इतनी बैंडविड्थ है, उनके पास इतना रिसोर्स है. तो आज तक हमने कास्टिंग को इतना अहमियत ही नहीं दी. मतलब आज अभी कहीं जाके पिछले कुछ सालों में आई थिंक आपके कुछ थैंक्स टू दीज ग्रेट सॉर्ट ऑफ जेनरस एक्टर्स of that generation जिन्होंने ये दोबारा की ऑडिशन टेप होती है भाई कैरेक्टर के लिए, सानिया सईद को भी ऑडिशन करना पड़ सकता है सिर्फ देखने के लिए. Absolutely, बिल्कुल सही कि आपको जरूरी नहीं आपकी कैपेबिलिटी की बात. ऑडिशन तो हमारे पास ऑडिशन तो नहीं होते ना. आई मीन if you tell an experienced actor sometimes तो थोड़ा ऑफेंड भी होता है कि यार मैं ऑडिशन का. तो मैं वही कह रहा हूँ कि वो वाली तो कभी हमने चीजों पे काम, साउंड पे नहीं काम किया था. मतलब मुझे अभी नहीं पता अभी क्या टीवी अभी भी आई डोंट थिंक सो. राइट. फिल्म में आके पहली चीज ही जो पहला सदमा मुझे यही मिला कि भाई उधर तो क्या सिनेमा में जो आप एक्सपीरियंस लेते हैं उसका तो आधा तकरीबन, बल्कि मेरे लिए तो आधे से ज्यादा, कि साउंड का एक छोटा सा ग्लिच, एक स्क्रैच वो विजुअल से कहीं ज्यादा बुरा लगता है. राइट. बिल्कुल सही. 100%. आपको नहीं पैसे साउंड पे लगाने पड़ते हैं. टीवी में बेचारा कैमरे के साथ एक बेचारा यतीम सा बैग लटका हुआ आ जाता है जिसमें 3 माइक होते हैं, वो कमीज में लग जाते हैं, एक छोटी सी डिवाइस पे वो रिकॉर्ड. वी हैव नॉट रिस्पेक्टेड द सब sort of disciplines or whatever you call it, like the parts of it. एक्टर को कर दिया हमने, ठीक है जी, मेकअप को कर दिया, कॉस्ट्यूम को कर दिया, लाइटिंग ठीक कर ली, कुछ जगहों पे काम ही नहीं किया. अभी एक एक्टर हिट हो गया, वो बेचारे को भी उसका कीमा निकाले जाएंगे मशीन में डाल के, उसको पीसे जाएंगे एंड वी डोंट थिंक कि वो भी बर्न कर जाएगा उसकी भी, so nobody is, I think that is what a fraternity does. Right. Most of the people who are, I think now, everything boy as it becomes like just, checking a box. I think even managers, mostly, they're not managers. वो तो मतलब बस लोगों के मतलब पर्सनल असिस्टेंट्स की तरह काम कर रहे होते हैं. मैनेजर्स एडवाइस करते हैं, मैनेजर्स डिजाइन करते हैं, मैनेजर्स सोच विचार करते हैं. आपके एजेंट्स आपके लिए आपका करियर का पूरा एक कोई एक डिफाइन करते हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं, वैरायटी क्या होगी काम की, आपको इस वक्त किसके साथ. सो आई थिंक वो वाले एरियाज में हमने चूंकि काम ही नहीं किया तो अभी हम बहुत अंडर इवॉल्व्ड हैं वहां पे. और उसके ऊपर काम करना पड़ेगा. तो फिर in order to kind of compete with the rest of the world. Everybody says Netflix का काम क्यों नहीं होता, Netflix क्यों नहीं बना रहे, भाई मतलब वही बात है कि वहां के आप कोई बुरी से बुरी चीज भी देखते हैं, सब कुछ अच्छा नहीं होता, ये भी कोई बात नहीं है, मतलब नेटफ्लिक्स के ऊपर भी बहुत सा कचरा पड़ा हुआ है,
ऑफ कोर्स बहुत ज्यादा।
बट उस कचरे के बावजूद आपको कुछ बेसिक चीजों के बड़े सेट नजर आ जाता है कि ये सब काम इनका एक प्रोसेस के तहत हुआ हुआ है, उन्होंने कहाँ कहाँ क्या ठीक करना है, उनकी चीजें फिर एक से दूसरी फर्क लग रही होती है, एक्टर भी अपना अंदाज अपना हुलिया बदल लेता है. So I think we will have to work on that as opposed to what I've been hearing, like horror stories like अब तो और budgets कम करते हैं और and it's not always about money. It's always about also spending money wisely. I remember when I'm telling you the project, the X project that I was talking about. I think
we can't name the project.
I charged an unfair amount of money for it because मैंने कहा श्योर मेरी इतनी आपने अगर इज्जत अफजाई की है मेरे अपने ही काम के ऊपर, तो श्योर अगर आपकी मजबूरी है कि मुझे काम करना है, मैं तो नहीं आपके पास आया कि मुझे काम करना है, तो श्योर देयर इज अ प्राइस टैग देयर, श्योर मैं कर लूंगा. बट आई एम सेइंग दैट वाज आई न्यू कि मतलब 3 राइटर्स 4 डायरेक्टर्स हैं, कुछ 7-8 एक्टर्स हैं, दे वर चार्जिंग एन इनसेन अमाउंट ऑफ मनी.
ऑफ कोर्स दे आर.
सो आपने मतलब उस टिल्ट को अगर एक फ्रेटर्निटी काम कर रही होती, एक सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम काम कर रहा होता, उस पे कैप लगाता. रिस्क बियॉन्ड वो एक अनरियल एक उसमें इन्फ्लेशन हुआ या जो भी आप आई डोंट नो, मुझे इकोनॉमिक्स की टर्म्स नहीं पता होती है, बट व्हाटएवर दैट दैट काइंड ऑफ unreal kind of spike that happened, it was not sustainable for sure. And hence it backfired, and in turn you were not spending enough money on areas where it should have been spent.
Fair enough. अच्छा तो
developed.
Absolutely, and I do agree, and मुझे अंदाजा है unnamed project का, मैंने भी देखा था, मैं उस टाइम पे फॉलो कर रहा था काफी. Now I'll be quiet. I won't, even though in the small list of questions is there, but I'll just remove it. अच्छा अब पॉइंट ये आता है कि ये जो रेटिंग्स फिनोमिना है, जिसको रेटिंग्स होती है, हम फ्लायर्स बांट रहे होते हैं, हमारे व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स के अंदर मुबारकबाद फैली जा रही है, हम ये रेटिंग्स इज इट बस इट्स व्हाट इज कम डाउन टू. Now we're just going to talk about this and no content, no innovation. मैं भी एक इंसान से मिला था, मैंने बोला था कि ये कंटेंट बनाना है, तो मुझे उस इंसान ने कहा कि विदाउट नेमिंग हिम कि देखो यार, हर दिन तो बंदा सुशी नहीं खा सकता ना, हर दिन बंदा सुशी नहीं खा सकता, तो आपको जो है ना वो बस वो एवरेज चीज देनी है उसको. तो मुझे वो कहावत सही तरह समझ में नहीं आई, बट आई थिंक इट वाज मोर लाइक यू कांट गो आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स. एंड so what do you think about this ratings phenomena? I mean, of course it is a global phenomena, everyone follows it, but how about in terms of evolving here?
I don't know if I'm the right person or the right authority to talk about it, but clearly I'm just saying कि जरूर एक चीज जो जिसके अंदर इतना prominent commerce का angle होता है, right? तो उसमें आपको देखना तो पड़ेगा, clearly आपको अपना पैसा वापस चाहिए, but जब आप एक बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रन करते हैं, उसमें फिर आप अपनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की इवेंचुअल ग्रोथ को कैसे नहीं मद्देनजर रखते. एक बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन शॉर्ट टर्म चीजों पे कैसे, एक दहाड़ीदार तो काम कर सकता है, एक बंदा जिसने उसकी कोई जरूरत है और वो उतनी जरूरत के लिए काम कर रहा है, उसकी मजबूरी हो सकती है. बट जहाँ पे एक चैनल है जहाँ उनको अपनी खबरों के चैनल से पैसा आ रहा है, जहाँ उनको अपने गेम शो से पैसा आ रहा है, जहाँ उनको अपने दीगर दाएं बाएं की चीजों से बहुत सारे पैसे आ रहे हैं, वहां उनको एक ड्रामा इस नियत से करते हुए या हर क्वार्टर में एक प्रोजेक्ट इस नियत से करते हुए हम कुछ एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हैं, हम कुछ ट्राई करते हैं. श्योर आप अपना मेन जो एक असेंबली लाइन है उसको ना तोड़ें, उसमें वही करते रहें जो आपको लग रहा है, आपके फिगर्स या आपकी रिसर्च आपको बता रही है कि ये चल रहा है, आप उसी पे काम करते रहें. बट देन आई डू फील कि दैट इज कंप्लीटली रिस्पॉन्सिबल कि फिर आप बिल्कुल भी कुछ नहीं करते. श्योर आई एम जस्ट सेइंग कि एट दैट आई वुड रियली से कि मोमिना प्रोड्यूसिंग what was that period play she just did, Khadija Angan, yeah, right, but it didn't work. But having said that, sure, why not? I mean, nobody can take that right away from her, and nobody shall hamper her spirit. She should produce it even if it doesn't work. And it didn't work not because it was a bad play, but एक कॉम्प्लेक्स फिनोमिना है ये, हर इंग्रेडिएंट नजर आ रहा होता है. मतलब आमिर खान और अमिताभ बच्चन और कटरीना कैफ के होते हुए भी फिल्म नहीं चलती कभी कभी,
बिल्कुल ठीक है,
तो आप नहीं ये गारंटी कर सकते. सो दैट मीन्स, बट इट डज नॉट मीन दैट आप सिर्फ एक ही मेजर, एक ही फुट्टा पकड़ के हर चीज नापना शुरू कर दें और आप कहें ये, मतलब that's not, I think that's just fair, not fair, and that is what should, I think, separate an industry which in some ways does want to retain its identity as an artistic industry, you know.
Right, absolutely.
कुछ तो आर्ट है, मतलब ये थोड़ा ही है कि मतलब अब वही बात है कि मतलब एक डिजाइनर लॉन भी बनाता है और वो वाला चालू काम भी करता है पूरा साल, मगर फिर उनकी एक लाइन आती है जिसका जो नहीं बिकती, जो आप हमेशा सोचते हैं कौन पहनता होगा ये, बट एक यू नो उसकी अपनी ग्रोथ है, उसको खुद से कुछ कहना है, राइट? लिखने वाला अब सारा साल लिखता रहेगा मगर वो बीच में कुछ ऐसा, सो आई एम जस्ट सेइंग आई डोंट थिंक दैट इनवर्ड थिंग इज हैपनिंग एंड हेंस आई थिंक द शिफ्ट ऑफ पावर नीड्स टू हैपन.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
I don't know if it's the right person wearing the hat.
100%. I agree with you. It's time to give it to someone.
And with no offense, I'm saying कि मुझे कोई आगे कहे कि अच्छा आप आए और आके हमारा न्यूज़ चैनल जरा ठीक कर दें, I won't be the right person for it. मुझे कोई आके कहे कि अच्छा भाई आप अपना पता नहीं I don't know technical उसके अंदर हमने इसको revamp करना, I'm not the right person for it. I won't be. But you know, sure, I would be good at the things that you know I think I know a little bit more about. Likewise, I do feel कि इस वक्त sure, elephant in the room, let's say it, जो producer के पास power आया हुआ है सिर्फ इस वजह से कि वो फाइनेंस कर रहा है चीजों को, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's completely wrong. ट्रेनिंग में नहीं बिलीव करते. अभी भी मुझे लगता है कि कोई भी प्रोसेस के अंदर वो इन्वेस्टमेंट करने को तैयार नहीं है. चल गया ओके इससे 10 और लिखवा लो, नहीं भाई चल गया तो कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन उसको भी ग्रोथ का मार्जिन दे, उसको ट्रेन करें. आपके पास ट्रेन राइटर्स नहीं है, आपके पास बेशतर ट्रेन डायरेक्टर्स नहीं है, मुझ समेत, बट वो सालों की एक वो अच्छा बुरा करते कराते आप सीख जाते हैं. बट अगर अब आपको पता चल गया है कि नहीं भाई एक तरीकाकार है,
राइट,
आप किसी के ऊपर वो एक सिर्फ एस्टैब्लिश्ड इंसान के ऊपर इन्वेस्ट करने के बजाय नए इंसान के फॉरेन के रिटर्न्स के ऊपर काम ना करें. आप 6 महीने की ट्रेनिंग पे भेजें 5 नए फ्रेश ग्रेजुएट्स को, उनको कहें वो आप वापस आके 2 साल के कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में आपके लिए लिखें.
वो नहीं करते,
ऊपर इन्वेस्ट करें. नहीं, वो इंस्टाग्राम पे उनके 2.31 मिलियन हो गए तो उनको कास्ट कर लें फटाफट. राइट, उनका एक ड्रामा चल गया तो उनको 10 ड्रामों के लिए लिखें. वो बेचारा चाहे या वो खातून या मर्द जो भी है, वो बेचारा चाहे मतलब खुद उस बोझ तले पिसना शुरू हो जाए. इस डायरेक्टर का सब कुछ चल गया, नहीं इसको 2 और ड्रामे साथ शुरू करवा. ठीक है.
I know. That's leading me to I have few more questions, and if you don't mind, एक तो ये कि I remember I think it was 2018. I was working with Mobile Entertainment. I came down today. I was trying to execute Bacha Begum, and I came and spoke to you about it and everything. And you were like, Rafay, and I'm sorry, I'm putting on record. You were like, Rafay, मैं बड़ा सा तंग आ गया हूँ, मतलब कि अब ये नहीं होता है मुझसे. And you said this amazing thing that you said कि यार एक काम करते हैं, मैं 4 एपिसोड कर लेता हूँ, बाकी you give it to other directors. Internationally speaking, it's very accepted that you can have different directors direct episodes. तो मैंने सोचा, मैंने बोला मैं कर तो लूंगा, लेकिन हमारे जो दूसरे डायरेक्टर्स आके उठाएंगे वो बोलेंगे यार why would I pick this up if someone else has done it, and a matter of ego is going to come in place. I mean this is what I think. I mean, but your thought was interesting that you thought of it. Now my first question derives, well, first of all, you were not interested because you were done with it, because it's a tiring process, you believe you didn't know how to get into it. Secondly, that thought process which came to different directors को involve करो, क्या ये idea अच्छा है? Do we push for it to have different directors per episodes, or is it not going to work?
I think उसके लिए बुनियादी तौर पे तो पहले आपको लिखाई बदलनी पड़ेगी.
ठीक है.
एक पतली लस्सी को तो बहुत सारे लोग अगर मिलके कंज्यूम करेंगे तो किसी को भी मजा नहीं आएगा.
ठीक है.
Everybody needs a fresh glass of really nice lassi, right? So every episode needs to be interesting. Then एक तो नंबर आपको कम करना पड़ेगा. I clearly ये सिर्फ वो भी एक क्विक मैथ, क्योंकि वही जब
yes
तो आपको ये समझ आएगा ओहो ये महंगा हो रहा है, इसका जो डिवाइड कर रहे हैं जिस फिगर से उसको बढ़ा देते हैं ना जरा, तो ये ठीक हो जाता है. That's not how it's done, right? I mean the whole revolution in the digital distribution world is एपिसोड्स का नंबर नहीं, एपिसोड का ड्यूरेशन नहीं, कुछ मैटर नहीं करता. जितनी बात जहां पे समझ आएगी एंड इजी एक्सेस में आपने 6 एपिसोड्स हैं, 8 हैं, 13 हैं, 10 हैं, 18 भी हैं, राइट? अदर देन 100 मैंने सिर्फ आई जस्ट sort of just surf through the thing. अल-तुगरल के 96 एपिसोड एक
Can you believe it?
100 किसी और सीजन के थे. And I was like,
मेरे पास तो हिम्मत नहीं.
मेरा ख्याल है मेरा वो I think रिटायरमेंट पक्का प्लान है कि मैं ये देखूंगा सर,
मैंने भी यही सोचा, मैंने बोला
5,685 किस्तें जो है उसकी मतलब। सो आई थिंक क्लियरली उसके लिए रीडिजाइन करना पड़ेगा डेफिनेटली। जो मैंने कोई ऐसी रॉकेट साइंस मैंने नहीं ईजाद की थी, मेरी अपनी लर्निंग जो चीजें देख के थी, मतलब जब से वहां पे वेस्ट में या मतलब दीगर जगहों के ऊपर जब टेलीविजन को उन्होंने एक्सपैंड किया, उसका स्केल बढ़ाया, तो क्रिएटर होता है एक जो उस चीज का बेसिक एक इनिशिएट करता है उसके आइडिया को डेवलप करने में और लिखवाना, जो भी करना, डिजाइन करना, एंड देन यू नीड टू डिलीवर इट और हैंड इट ओवर टू अदर पीपल फॉर इट टू कंटिन्यू फॉर अ लॉन्गर। वो भी बात है कि फ्रेंचाइज बनाना बड़ा मुश्किल होता है, जब फ्रेंचाइज बन जाती है तो फिर उसको मेंटेन करना एक काम है। सो दैट्स व्हाट दे बैंक ऑन देन, and we have managed to create franchises. I think हमारे यहाँ डॉली की बारात and things like that, which kind of worked as a franchise.
Right.
But उसके लिए वही होगा, आई थिंक आपको डायरेक्शन की बात में सिर्फ इसलिए कह रहा हूँ कि जब आप एक बंदा जो नॉट बिकॉज वो एस्टैब्लिश्ड है या वो अकम्प्लिश्ड है, या इट्स ऑल्सो क्वेश्चन ऑफ कि अब एक चीज जिसके लिए कमिटमेंट आप अब मोर माल जैसा भी था, it took 2 years of my life, 2 years. Right? And I didn't know another way about it. I did not know another way how to do it, right? There were months and months, at least 6-7 months of pre-production. Then there were about 8-9 months of production. And then there was almost a year of post-production. And I'm not great at multitasking. So, मैं तो मतलब 2 साल के लिए वही कर रहा था. So, ये commitment आप किससे कितनी दफा मांग सकेंगे? ये possible नहीं है. वरना तो फिर आप उसी फॉर्मूले में 70 दिन की शूट है, वो डिफेंस का वो वाला घर है, और वो उधर गार्डन के करीब वो वाला घर है, और दो जो है वो उधर
वही हो रहा है।
Of that hospital, what's that hospital?
There's a hospital. I think it's Park Lane.
मतलब मुझे मतलब जब डॉक्टर का सीन आता था ना, तो मेरे दिमाग में तो 3 शॉट्स भी आ जाते थे जो मुझे वहां जाके बनाने हैं, बिकॉज वही कमरा है, वही दीवार है.
So you're saying that ये locations के मसले ये सब चीजें you were going to talk about more महल and you gave it 2 years of your life.
So I'm just saying that that's the kind of perhaps process that it needs to follow. Not more mahal. I'm just saying, but जब आप कोई चीज create करने हैं, it cannot be like अच्छा भी एक प्रोड्यूसर ने अपनी विम के ऊपर सिर्फ किसी से कुछ लिखवा लिया और अब एक डायरेक्टर को कहा ये भाई ये आ गए एपिसोड्स और आप इसको डायरेक्ट करना, और दूसरा तो एक और शुरू हो गया था, ये इसका सिनॉप्सिस है, ये 7 एपिसोड है, आप शूटिंग शुरू करें, बाकी के एपिसोड
बाकी आएंगे, रास्ते में आएंगे, बाकी पहुंचेंगे.
How does that even happen? Like also because when you know कि ये भी नहीं पता इसका अंत क्या है, मैंने एक्टर को क्या बताना है, एकदम पता चलेगा कुछ बदल गया है, कभी सीन आप एक सीक्वेंस में भी शूट नहीं कर रहे होते, लेकिन सो आई थिंक वो जो हमने खुद उस काम के साथ एक अननेचुरल या तो फिर पीटीवी स्टाइल हो, राइट? आपने हर वीक एक एपिसोड लिखा जाएगा, उसकी रिहर्सल होगी, उसी वीक उसकी 2-3 दिन शूटिंग होगी, और उस वीक में फिर वो एक दिन पे चल जाएगा, फिर एवरीबॉडी इज काइंड ऑफ ग्रोइंग विद इट. जब आपने फलाना सीन, धमाका सीन, इधर का उधर का शूट भी करना है, बड़ी मुड़ी वापस भी, so then naturally you're depleting it of nuance, you're depleting it of that kind of detail that it requires, that kind of love that it requires. So एक फैक्ट्री टाइप प्रोडक्शन अगर है वो होती रहे, मैं इसके लिए भी नहीं, मैं कह रहा हूँ श्योर शायद इतनी क्वांटिटी में काम हो रहा है और लोग थोड़े हैं काम करने वाले, फैक्ट्री टाइप प्रोडक्शन भी होगा. ठीक है, सारा काम अगर आपने वैसा कर दिया तो फिर आई डोंट नो, फिर तो ये मतलब एक अननेचुरल सी कंप्लेन होगी किसी की कि ये क्या हो रहा है, गड़बड़ क्यों हो रही है, मतलब हर ड्रामे का प्रोमो जो है उसमें फेरी लाइट्स लगी हुई होती हैं पीछे, वही 2 डिजाइनर के कपड़े होते हैं, वही 4 शॉट्स है, वो लड़की टकराएगी और स्लो मोशन हो, हो गया ना भाई, मतलब अब इस पे फिर उसके बाद कंप्लेन ये करना ग्रोथ कहाँ है, और फिर बड़ी बड़ी बातें करना, फिर हमें खुद शर्म आनी चाहिए ना, मुझे शर्म आनी चाहिए कि मैं बार बार अगर वही चीज करे जा रहा हूँ, कितनी दफा करूंगा. हाँ, वो नया कैसे हो सकता है, उसको मेरे अलावा आप कोई करे, राइट? If someone else were to direct Humsafar, I'm sure they would do it differently, and that is what will make it different. If Myra and Fawad are not in it, that is what is going to make it look different.
Right.
So that is, I think, वो जो एक standard laundry service type है ना, कि बस ये कपड़े एक रंग के उधर एक रंग के उधर करके आप धोते जाएं, और that's not, I don't know, it's quite
it's different obviously, and I don't know, I think थोड़ा सा laziness हो गई है, आई डोंट नो क्या मसला है, लेकिन इश्यूज एग्जिस्ट करते हैं, सास बहू के कॉन्सेप्ट हैं, पिटती हुई औरत है वगैरह वगैरह, यू हर्ड ऑफ दैट एज वेल. बट सरबत, आई मीन यू मेंशन्ड हमसफर. I mean Humsafar changed everything. It gave Pakistani television a name. I would really want to know how did you guys go about? Did you guys know? What was the mechanisms? How did you guys sit? How did you guys work on it? There's a journey behind it. Maybe someone who's listening, maybe someone who's watching this can understand the amount of work that went there. What was it like to produce a spectacle?
I don't know if it's going to inspire people or not, but because हमसफर मुझे लगता है कि एक बहुत lucky project था.
Okay.
Clearly, I mean, writing का मिजाज कह लीजिए, उस मिजाज की चीज उन दिनों में नहीं हो रही थी, right? Momina was the main showrunner there, I'll be honest. I was, again, हमसफर was one of those exceptions जहाँ पे मुझे नहीं पता था कि ये क्या है, क्यों है. I was roped in at a much later stage. I think by the time I was ऑन बोर्ड तो कास्टिंग भी मेजर हो चुकी थी. मेरी किसी से कोई जान पहचान नहीं थी. मैंने मोमिना के साथ भी काम बहुत थोड़ा क्या होता कि पानी जैसा प्यार में मोमिना वाज इन्वॉल्व, बट दैट वाज प्राइमरीली मुमल वाज हेडिंग इट. मुमल हैड रिटन पानी जैसा प्यार, तो यू नो, सो आई वाज इंटरैक्टिंग मोर विद मुमल अबाउट इट. मोमिना डिड प्रोड्यूस इट, ऑफ कोर्स, आई रिमेंबर, बट उतना एक्टिवली हमने कोलैबोरेट नहीं किया था. राइट. आई थिंक हमसफर का, लेकिन फिर वही था कि जो काम हम प्री प्रोडक्शन में नहीं कर सके थे, उसकी प्रोडक्शन हमने बहुत इंटेंसिवली हो रही थी.
So can I just ask you one thing, that you had no role in the casting as well? You were given all these characters.
Yes. So इसलिए मैं बोला था बहुत इंस्पायरिंग कहानी नहीं है. इसलिए कोई.
So what did you do then? What did you do? Did you not say कि hello, do I have?
I didn't. No. I didn't do anything. That's what I'm saying. That post Pani Jaisa Pyar, I and Momina was supposed to do a project together. I think there came a point जब जलपरी spilled over also, उसका schedule spill over कर दिया, and I even called Momina. I was like, Momina, I can't do this because मेरा उधर shoot खत्म नहीं हुआ, और shoot खत्म हो गया था, post production का कुछ काम था, and we shot for 4 days, and then Momina had to fly out to the US for something, and she said 4 दिन की shoot तो करो ना. और मैंने 4 दिन की shoot literally मतलब, and I think we were shooting in your house, in your mother's house. Right, we were shooting in the basement. Those were the first days of shooting. We were shooting that birthday sequence. और again, अब पता नहीं वो अब you started off के लोग inspire हो या सीखें, तो बिल्कुल सीखने वाली बात नहीं है. तब तक मैंने स्क्रिप्ट भी पूरी नहीं पढ़ी थी. मुझे एक limited number of episodes. I knew the story. But I was given a limited number of episodes, and we shot for 4 days. But then there was a long break.
Okay.
And I think that's when I managed to edit those 4 days of shooting, see it, read the script. I was like, अच्छा ये तो बहुत सीधा साधा ड्रामा है, ये तो मुझे नहीं समझ आ रहा, क्योंकि मैं अपने तौर पे बड़ा कोई इंटेंस मोड में चल रहा था कि मुझे घिनौनी गंभीर कहानियां सुनानी है. But then Momina did a lot of work that way. She was like, it's about commitment. Do you not like this way? I was like, it's too simple. But she was like, well, is simple a bad thing? Well, I was like, no, not really. It's not always a bad thing. Right. And then I think, which not a fraternity, but that sense of, like a team. Okay. That developed very instantly.
So there was a team.
Fawad and Myra and Naveen, and Fawad was still like seasoned as compared to the other two, but बाकी दोनों ने बहुत काम नहीं किया हुआ था. Right. I had not worked with Atika in a long time. Atika was the only casting I did.
Oh, okay, चलो ठीक है.
Only casting.
So you had a casting.
हाँ, and Beroz Bhai and Atika were the only casting that I did. I had a say in. When other names were being suggested, I was like, no. How about we go for Atika? And बाकी चीजें काफी उसमें preset थी. So again, वही जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि वो एक दफा वो चूके काम कर गया, वो तरीके का. But that kind of work had been done by my producer. Momina did not approach it like a producer.
Right.
कि बस पैसा लगाना है और मुझे करना है. I remember मतलब मायरा के जोड़ों के साथ ज्वेलरी, मोमिना की अपनी रियल ज्वेलरी, और एक मतलब designated human resource साथ आता था कि ये असली ज्वेलरी है और ये एक बंदा उसको संभालेगा, because ये Momina thinks it's going to look nice on Myra in that scene. So things like that. We shot in their own house, which was built in Mirpur Khas.
Yes.
So उसमें फिर भी एक, I think, जो काम मैंने नहीं किया था प्री प्रोडक्शन के अंदर, वो काम मेरे प्रोड्यूसर ने किया हुआ था. I'll be honest, she had done that. Fia was on board, the costumes and everything. They had, kind of thought about it. So I just had to adapt to it.
Okay.
And I had to, then. So I think, but also that also just gave me the joy of, say, just purely just enjoying my actors' performances. Right. My job boiled down to, say, just directing my actors. Shazad,
fair enough.
Kashmiri, matlab, like the genius, the magician that he is. So Shazad के साथ भी 2-3 दिन के काम के बाद I was like, क्या भाई मुझसे क्यों पूछ रहा है, मतलब like just and I would explain to him, हम ये कर रहे हैं, हम वो कर रहे हैं, blocking ऐसे होगी, but that whole kind of magic in the lighting and the visual, वो, so it was great collaborative sort of spirit that everybody managed to bring out.
And I guess from that, what the success factor is that people work together. It's a team environment, and I'm assuming you must have rehearsed, you must have developed characters जो अभी तो होता नहीं है. अब स्क्रिप्ट पकड़ा दी जाती है, एक सेट से दूसरे सेट पे जाना होता है. I don't know if you've encountered that.
I think Mahira, I know Mahira. I'll be very honest. She knew the script better than I did in the first few days of shooting, because उसने पढ़ा हुआ था, उसने नॉवल भी पढ़ा हुआ था. मैंने नॉवल नहीं पढ़ा था, क्योंकि मैंने कहा कि अच्छा अगर राइटर ने खुद अडैप्ट किया है तो I didn't want to read it. मैंने कहा ऐसी बिला वजह की ख्वाहिशें मैं बताऊं कि वो क्यों निकला या ये क्यों आया. So if somebody else had adapted it, then I would have perhaps liked to read it too. But since the novelist herself was the playwright, so I thought I didn't need to bother about that, फवाद का एक process है, मतलब उसका बिल्कुल फर्क है मायरा और हम दोनों का, मतलब काफी फर्क process है. But I think सबका वही होता था कि that spirit somehow was there. And not that pressure at all कि हम कुछ तोप इजाद कर रहे हैं मिलके. No, nobody knew about it. I'll be very honest, even for the first few episodes, it did not pick like that. It did not pick up that kind of craze and that, that kind of go. And I think मुझे exactly वो scene याद है. There's a scene I forgot, and it's the 4th or the 5th episode. पहले शुरू के episodes में तो जब edit भी हो रहा होता था, and I'm quite like, I've an OCD about things.
Of course.
तो मुझे edit में भी खुद घुसना होता है. मुझे मतलब मेरी तो लड़ाई हो जाती है. Even when Abba used to produce things and I was the director, मुझे तो मैं बाकायदा लड़ता होता था. I was like, no, sure, आप producer होंगे, लेकिन नहीं, cut मेरी, it's my prerogative. मैं अभी आपको contracts में लिखवाता हूँ, मतलब कि नहीं, मेरी मर्जी के बगैर नहीं जाएगा, मतलब because you see, I'm like, I have, if that's my job, I mean, I have been appointed to. Tanveer, in this case, the editor, he owned it like, जैसे बस एक बच्चा बेचारा कहीं पड़ा हुआ होता है तो उसको कोई आके एक माँ से बड़ी माँ मिल जाती है ना. He's kind of, he adopted Humsafar like his own baby. So उसने तो खैर वो जो करता था वो मैजिक उसका वो था ही. But शुरू की 3-4 episodes में I would go, उसने अपनी असेंबली की हुई होती थी, and I would, usually मुझे वो लगता है अच्छा ज़्यादा लिखा हुआ है, एक्स्ट्रा लिखा हुआ है, इसके बगैर भी गुजारा हो जाएगा, क्या निकाल सकते हैं. Usually मेरा वो होता है कि मैंने शूट एक्स्ट्रा कर लिया तो उसको वो कर. I think by the 4th episode there's a scene जब मायरा पूल साइड पे बैठी हुई है, फवाद उसके पास आता है.
Yes.
और वो उनकी एक basic, her mother has died, and he says something, to console, and kind of, just Tanveer ने वो episode लगाया. I was previewing his kind of assembly, and he had gone somewhere, and जब वो वापस आया तो मैं देख रहा था, तो उसने कहा हाँ देख लिया, सॉरी मुझे बहुत देर होगी. मैंने कहा तुम्हें देर होगी? कहता हाँ वो पूरा एपिसोड आपने देख लिया ना. मैंने कहा क्या? That was the first time I remember that episode had that scene, and at the moment I saw that scene, I felt, I was like, where was this magic? I never felt it while shooting it. I never felt it on paper, but like it all kind of came together.
Right.
And so I might be wrong about the number of episodes. It's been so many years now, but exactly that episode with that scene, I clearly remember when I could distance myself from my own work and look at it के इसमें कुछ है.
This is definite uniqueness.
कुछ है, तो वो कुछ मुझे नहीं पता. I can't dissect it. It was shot like any other play. I mean वही shots हैं, वही lighting है, उन्हीं actors के साथ और लोग भी काम करते हैं, मैं भी और एक्टर्स के साथ काम करता हूँ. So I don't know, वो जो एक वो जो होता है ना, वो जो फिर वो क्या होते हैं, वो जो बिजली का वो जो नहीं, वो एक्सपेरिमेंट के अंदर,
right, the electric current or whatever it
that
is.
kind of, I think वो जो एक वो spark था,
Spark.
spark was बना, and I don't know, I think dissection की मुझे जरूरत नहीं है खुद से, अपने काम से इतनी मोहब्बत मैं नहीं करता, बाद में मैं उसके साथ डिस्कनेक्ट भी करने में बिलीव करता हूँ in order to move on, and but अच्छी नीयत वाले लोग थे उसमें सब, ये मुझे पता है, बहुत अच्छी नीयत, साफ नीयत वाले लोग थे सारे हम, और मैं इसमें बहुत बिलीव करता हूँ कि एक गलत नीयत वाला इंसान टीम के अंदर पूरी स्पिरिट को खराब कर देता है।
नहीं, तो उसी से मेरी बात पे है कि नहीं, आई मीन ऑफ कोर्स हमसफर वाज डेफिनेटली फिनोमेनल, इट रीडिफाइंड टेलीविजन, एंड ऑब्वियसली जब बंदा शूट करता है तो उसको नहीं पता होता कि इट विल बिकम अ सक्सेस और नॉट, इट बिकम, एंड आई एम ग्लैड इट डिड, बट इन दिस लिटिल थिंग, आई मीन ये जो आपने बात की कि नेगेटिव एनर्जी, यू नो, आई मीन have you had that experience of working with people on sets, negative energy, and what do you do to avoid it, and how do you run away from it as a director?
I've been working for the past 21 years. Of course, I must have come across it.
I'm sure you have.
And not just on set, I mean otherwise too, but not too often, I'll be honest. And then we मैं कह रहा हूँ कि इसका measure वो नहीं होता कि drama hit हुआ या नहीं हुआ, या चीज चली या नहीं चली, वो just होती है. I think we have some key players, I would say, not just actors, like, you know, people who are heading other departments also, like, you know, like जब मुझे, मैं casting से ज्यादा मेरी problem होती है मेरा DOP कौन.
Okay.
मैंने कहा ये तो almost एक शादी होने वाली है, you know, आपको जितना एक दूसरे के साथ रहना है, जितना एक दूसरे को समझना है, जितना एक दूसरे की moods को समझना है, aesthetic तो चलो आप समझ जाते हैं थोड़ी देर में, एक दूसरे के mood को, तो मुझे क्रू की कास्टिंग जो होती है वो भी बड़ी अहम होती है. नेगेटिव एनर्जी होती है, बट आई थिंक वहीं पे फॉर मी दैट्स आल्सो अ पार्ट ऑफ द जॉब वेयर यू नो you try and play around that energy, try and be receptive, you observe people, their moods, what sometimes it's also completely reasonable, right? मतलब लोग अगेन वही बात है, किसी वॉइड से उठ के एक और वॉइड के अंदर तो नहीं आ रहे, वो किसी कॉन्टेक्स्ट में से निकल के इधर काम करने के लिए आए हैं. कभी कभी लोगों की हर चीज फैक्टर आपको एंड करनी पड़ती है, उनके हालात क्या हैं, उनकी एज क्या है, व्हाट आर दे गोइंग थ्रू समटाइम्स, एंड यू नो, यू आल्सो नो, जब आप इतने लंबे पीरियड ऑफ टाइम के लिए काम करते हैं, यू नो देयर बैक स्टोरी आल्सो, यू नो देयर पर्सनल लाइफ आल्सो, माई सेल्फ आल्सो. आई थिंक मैं अराउंड जलपरी एंड शहरेज़ाद मुझे नहीं समझ आती, मुझे बहुत एंगर के इश्यूज हो गए थे, बिकॉज वो होता है ना कि आप इतना, वो जो मैं वॉल्यूम की बात कर रहा था, वो काम इस वॉल्यूम पे हो रहा था उस वक्त, मतलब मैं नहीं, तो फिर मैंने बल्कि जो एक दफा बाकायदा खुद को बिठा के खुद से मुकालमा जो किया, वो ये कि that's I particularly, since I wear that hat of the director, I do have an active role in defining the mood.
Okay, that's
my
exactly.
anger is going to show, you know.
Right.
My anger is going to definitely show, or my mood is going to be, it's going to sort of be reflected back at me, you know, through other people.
Right.
So वो होती है, but again, that is why I'll be honest, बहुत quietly एक बहुत छोटी सी, बड़ी thin सी किताब है जिसमें कुछ नाम है लाल कांटों वाले.
तो ठीक है, fair enough.
ये नहीं कह रहा कि उनकी एनर्जी बुरी है या मेरी अच्छी है. I think मैच करना बहुत important. I am very neurotic also, like, you know, when I get excited about things, I think सेट के ऊपर मैं बिल्कुल वो वाला इंसान नहीं हूँ कि मैं कुर्सी में बैठ के लोगों से बस एक बातचीत कर रहा हूँ. No, I get excited about performances, I get excited about frames, I will hop around, I will move, I'll be, you know, and then there are days when I am not as agile, but then, you know, like you kind of, you work around everybody's energy, and sometimes somebody throws a fit and you're like, sure bhai, matlab banta hai, kuch hua tha, you know, but you need to tackle it. It's not ke baat usko apni ego ka. So somehow, I don't know, I wish there was a less flowery and a less wordy way to say it, but you know, if you allow the ego of what you are doing be the biggest,
great,
like your film, your drama, your project, उसकी ईगो आप रखें और उसकी ईगो इंटैक्ट रहनी चाहिए, उसकी जो अपनी एक यू नो इंटेग्रिटी है उस काम की. बाकी छोटे मोटे इंसिडेंट्स ऑन डेली बेसिस क्यों नहीं होंगे, इतने इंसान, इतने यू नो दिस मल्टीट्यूड ऑफ IQs एंड पर्सनालिटीज, एंड जब वो इकट्ठे काम करेंगे फ्रिक्शन भी होगा, बट I do have a problem when that joy is taken away from me, or when that joy is taken away from the team unfairly.
Unfair.
Then I actively work on it, and if it can't be fixed, either you compromise and just
just
go through
of
it.
give it
अगर काम बहुत ज्यादा हो गया है फिर अब आपको बर्दाश्त करना पड़ेगा उस टीम मेंबर को, not just actors, anyone. For me, even like एक बंदा, मुझे मैं completely believe करता हूँ, जो चाय पिलाता है आपको, your tea boy, your runner, if he's in a bad mood, his mood is going to affect all of us.
It does. Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
A makeup artist throwing a tantrum, or like even myself, I'm the same. मैं वहाँ पे unfair कोई हरकत करूँगा, how is it not going to affect people?
Makeup artist throwing a tantrum has become quite common.
अच्छा, मैं कुछ इतने अच्छों के साथ काम कर चुका हूँ, इसलिए मुझे बस वही होता ना कि I think as a director you basically direct the overall mood for that day. You set the tone for that day. You set the right energy, and I think it is such a psychological job like that. It's not always about कि मैं किसी एक्टर को एक्टिंग सिखा दूं या मैं डीओपी को कोई एंगल बता दूं. It's not that. You just make an environment because you are put in that position. It's almost like, say, you are the headmaster of a school, and you need to define things, but then you also play along.
Yes.
You cannot be a dictator about it. So you sometimes let, and if you allow them to do that, then of course you will be allowed that human fault also.
Absolutely. अच्छा, that's great. What are we seeing coming from you? Upcoming क्या नजर आ रहा है हमें? What are you working on? When is it coming? What are we expecting from the great Sarmad Khoosat?
So, I don't agree with that. Great or not, I'm not sure. Kamli?
Yes,
I was kind of, I don't know, lucky, or what shall I really define it as, but I had managed to close the camera on Kamli in December.
Fair enough.
Because Zindagi Tamasha was already a little late. It was meant to release early, by the end of last year, but with चूंकि Kamli की shoot भी थी बीच में और सब, so Kamli is again, it will take me a few, if not a couple, like a few more months to finish the post production on it.
Okay.
पहले plan था उसका, I don't know, it was meant to be one of the Eids, but मेरा delay because of whatever happened अभी with all of us, वो भी था, but उससे पहले मेरी timeline वैसे ही हिलजुल गई थी सारी, so Kamli is a feature. Kamli से बहुत पहले I would really want Zindagi Tamasha to see some form of the light of day in some way. I don't know. So ये दो चीजें हैं. Hopefully you see.
Nothing in the drama industry?
No.
And nothing.
Not right now. Only because वही कि मुझे कुछ अब मैं सब इसलिए नहीं कह रहा अच्छा भी मुझे कुछ डिजिटल के लिए बनाना है या मुझे वेब के लिए कुछ बनाना है. No, but मुझे वही है कि I think अभी particularly this year and the last year, I don't think I have that kind of focus जहाँ पे मैं 26 किस्तों को दिमाग में समेट के, I don't know if I'll be able to say visualize it or make a like a bigger picture in mind. It's just too much material to deal with. So right now, no, I mean that way is the way. I think I've been a big sort of what you call that, like an advocate of the idea कि नहीं अच्छी बुरी होती है, effective ineffective होती है. कहानी आप किस्तों में सुनाए, कहानी आप सिनेमा में सुनाए, कहानी आप मैं तो थिएटर में भी बहुत बिलीव करता हूँ, तो थिएटर में
love it.
So and I think with this whole new revolution of the digital sort of world, आप करें, आप live stream करें performances. I mean, I did this performance,
I know,
24 hours thing, and I think that kind of really opened another weird world to me. Okay, you don't need anything now, just put the camera on live and just do whatever you want to do. If इतनी अगर अंदर से कुछ फूट रहा है, कोई कहानी, कोई बात कहने की जरूरत महसूस हो रही है, so now तो I think medium की शर्त ही नहीं रही. But I think for a longer maybe if I can be a part of it from an earlier phase, not like कि वो जो था कि जी कुछ बनाया
कर दो, हाँ,
मुझे मिल जाए. I mean, reading that kind of material is a big job also.
और फिर राइटर्स भी बोलते हैं कि हम क्यों चेंज करें, लिख लिया
और एडिट भी ना हुई हो, क्योंकि वो पता नहीं, मुझे लगता है कि हमारे यहाँ एडिटिंग तो उन्होंने कहा बस ड्रामे के बाद ही होती है, कागज पे एडिटिंग का कुछ तस्वीर नहीं है यहाँ पे, मुझे नहीं पता.
Fair enough. Acha, Sarmad, it's been an honor and such a pleasure having you to talk today. But on a very last note, I do know that, I mean, I only do this because, you know, I feel that it's a wonderful and glorious industry in which people should get together and talk about it. We don't come across such mediums. होते होंगे, मेरे पता नहीं, शायद मुझे नहीं पता. So any sort of last remaining thoughts to anyone who's watching, whether as producers, young talent, directors, where do we stand? How do we move forward? जो भी दिल में है.
इतना बोला पता नहीं दिल में तो देखिए मैं
लास्ट रिफ्रेशिंग थॉट्स है ना कि कोविड का जमाना चल रहा है, लोग फंसे हुए हैं, डेली वेज वर्कर्स फंसे हुए हैं, कुछ कर नहीं पा रहा है, निकल जाएं कैसे आगे. मे बी दिस इज अ ब्लेसिंग इन डिस्गाइज, मे बी वी आर थिंकिंग अबाउट थिंग्स, मे बी टू बाउंस बैक, समथिंग, एनीथिंग एट ऑल.
सो एक चीज इस अब अगेन लार्जर पिक्चर तो
हाँ ठीक है,
से वही कहूंगा कि बस अपनी नियत साफ करके आपको खुद पता होता है और उसमें कोई बुराई नहीं है. there would be projects, there would be things that you would do for other reasons when you're doing something as a, you know, like for your livelihood, and उसमें आपके पर phases आते हैं. So when you really commit to something, then, you know, just make that commitment as honest as you can. But coming to, if at all I have to say something, I do feel that जब आप पे कोई grief आता है तो उस grief को खुद पे बीतने देना चाहिए कुछ हद तक. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि बस अब आप मतलब किसी एक सोग में चले जाएं और आप कुछ भी ना करें, लेकिन आई थिंक जस्ट दिस प्रेशर दैट वी ऑल फील एंड अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल आर फीलिंग इट, आई फियर कि अच्छा प्रोडक्टिव, कुछ बहुत बड़ा, कुछ बहुत हमें बस, यू नो, वी नीड टू रियलाइज दैट इट इज अ वेरी ड्रामेटिक, इट इज अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट situation that all of us have been put in by nature.
Yes.
And you have to go through it. So जो भी उसके अंदर आपका तरीका है to understand it, to process it, बस yes, breather जिंदगी में इतना जरूरी है. 2 मिनट के लिए आप सांस अपनी बंद करके देख लें, 2 मिनट भी क्या, चंद सेकंड के लिए. I do feel कि हम सबने बहुत तेजी में सब कुछ करना शुरू कर दिया, you know.
Absolutely.
So sure, I mean, just let it sort of, you know, pass through your system. आपको अगर इसके ऊपर ग्रीव करना है, आपको undue pressure नहीं लेने की जरूरत कि आपने किसी को कुछ प्रूव करना है. I think this is really that way is an opportunity to reflect on your own sort of, you know, life, to see what you want to do, and then just, and if you want to grieve it. You know, do not think कि बस ये कुछ ऐसा था और हम बस हर वक्त जिस तरह से जिंदगी गुजार रहे थे उसी डगर पे चलती रहेगी. It will affect you. It has affected all of us. So let's sort of, you know, just तहम्मुल, बर्दाश्त, एक खुला लंबा सांस लेना जरूरी है. So maybe it's an opportunity to just breathe a little bit.
Okay. So this too shall pass, I believe, and we'll probably come back stronger.
Inshallah, and if it doesn't, then sure, this is it. इतना तो हम बुलंदो बांग दावे मारते हैं पूरा दिन, मतलब बाकी चीजों के इतना ईमान तो फिर होना चाहिए सबका भाई. मतलब ठीक है, आप एक जिम्मेदारी के साथ जो आपकी जितनी एफर्ट है उसके साथ आप इसका मुकाबला करना है, इसको टैकल करना है, जो भी करना है करें, लेकिन बस हाँ उस खौफ को नहीं तारी होने देना, फिर तो पता नहीं, मतलब फिर नहीं कुछ हो सकेगा.
नहीं हो सकता. सही है. Okay, and on that note, Sarmad, thank you so much for this. I know I bugged you a little bit. I was after you for a bit, but that's my personality. I always look up to you. I always ask you for advices. I am also trying to work on something. Pray that, you know, everything works out, and this great industry deserves the best. You know, I've grown up looking at icons, and please keep in touch. Please stay safe. I will be in touch with you, and once definitely I'm back.
I had a great time.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, I did.
And
yes, I did.
एक छोटी सी ख्वाहिश है, काम करना है आपके साथ, कभी चांस दीजिएगा, you know, I get to work with you some way or the other.
अब तो मैं मतलब दीगर चीजों का controversial भी हो गया हूँ, तो कोई बात नहीं. If you are on,
done scene. All right, and thank you, and we'll speak soon. Khud Hafiz.